What's up, you guys? Christian here. In this video, we're going to talk about an intermittent fasting meal plan. So since you're watching this video, I assume that you know how intermittent fasting works, like what the eating windows are and everything like that. If you don't know, however, I'm not going to go into everything in this video. I do have a detailed article on the topic about the benefits and everything like that, so I'll leave that in the description below if you want to know everything about intermittent fasting. However, this intermittent fasting meal plan video is assuming that you know everything about intermittent fasting. This is just a meal plan to give you some ideas on how to make it more effective. So this meal plan, like I said, involves 2 meals. The first meal is the feast. Now, if you know about intermittent fasting, it basically allows for bigger meals, higher calorie meals, and that's one of the big advantages, one of the big pros of intermittent fasting. So meal 1 is the feast. So this is after you've broken your fast, and so the feast should be high in calories, not the bad, unfilling kind. I'm not talking about soda and Pop-Tarts and things that don't fill you up. I'm talking about it should be high in calories, but the good types of calories, not the bad types. It should be high in protein. So let's say you have 180 grams of protein to eat throughout the entire day. This meal should be anywhere from 90 to 120 grams of protein in this meal itself. So this is supposed to be high in protein. It's supposed to keep you full for hours. Remember, this is a 2-day meal plan. So the first meal should keep you full for the majority of the day. Next, this meal should also be high in carbs, both high in fiber and, if you want, starchy as well. So I'll show you an example in a second. And then it also should be low in fat. Now, believe it or not, it's the fat that you eat that gets you fat, not carbs. I'll leave a study down below to show you why this is true, basically showing that people who ate 500 grams of carbs every day for a long period of time gained little to no fat, and basically showing that it's not carbs that make you fat, it's over excess in calories that make you fat, and also fat itself. But that is a topic for another story. If you want to check out the study on that, I'll leave it in the description below. So example meals of the feast. So one I like to do is the one on the left. This one is from my previous video. It's after my post-workout fasted training session. I made a video about it explaining everything that was in it, the macros and everything. I'll leave that in the description below as well. But basically it's 7 ounces of ground turkey with mixed vegetables, 7 ounces of chicken breast, 2 big sweet potatoes, and all of that is one meal. I believe this was about 800-ish calories, about 100 grams of protein if I'm not mistaken. So that's an example of a big meal, a lot of protein, vegetables, basically a pretty healthy meal. If you're on the go, however, another type of meal that you can do is Chipotle, which is what I have on the right side of the slide. So this picture, it was actually taken from Greg Gallagher's from Kinobody, his YouTube video about Chipotle, and I really like how he does it. He actually does triple meat, so he'll get triple steak. I usually get double chicken and 1 steak. That'll give you a lot of protein. You get rice, beans, lettuce, salsa, cheese, and yeah, so those are 2 examples of big meals, big 800 to 1200 calorie meals that aren't necessarily bad calories. They're high in carbs, high in protein, pretty low in fat relative to the amount of calories you're eating. And so again, this meal should be high in calories, high in protein, high in carbs, low in fat relative to the amount of calories the meal is. So later in the day, let's say you have this first meal at like 12 p.m. Your next meal should be around 6 p.m. So this will be your last meal of the day. The medium-sized meal should contain the rest of your calories for the day and fill up your last macronutrient requirements. So if you have, again, leading off from the last example, if you have 180 grams of protein for the entire day and that's your goal to hit, then the last meal, the feast, contained about 100. This should contain about 80. So 2 example meals. One on the left is like a whole thing of Greek yogurt. You could eat that. It's a really quick meal. Put some protein powder in there, some peanut butter, some fruit. Pretty much rack up some calories in there with a lot of protein. Another meal is if you're on the go. I forget which restaurant it was at, but it was basically some grilled chicken breast with some fat, some cheese on it, with a bunch of spaghetti. So these are just to give you ideas. Obviously, these are not, you do not have to follow this exact meal plan. These are just to give you ideas. Again, the first meal is a big, high in calorie, high in protein meal. The second meal should just contain the rest of your macros. And that leaves a lot of possibilities. Again, it doesn't have to be these two. And so this 2 meals a day meal structure comes from something called the Aggressive Fat Loss Program from Kinobody. Now, he follows intermittent fasting and he shows a 2-day meal plan. There's a little bit more to this. He actually has bridge meals in between, so like maybe a fruit snack in between these 2 meals, so you can push your second meal a little further, or even push your first meal back. So when you break the fast, you eat an apple, then you push back the feast a couple more hours, just like that. So this is just one of the meal plans in this program. I highly recommend you check it out. I do have a review of it in my video. If you want to check that out, I'll leave that in the description. But just wanted to point that out, that this meal plan does come from this program that I like a lot for an aggressive fat loss approach. Again, this program is based on intermittent fasting. Yeah, so if you guys are interested, I definitely recommend that. I'll leave that in the description. Cool. Hope you guys like this quick little video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments down below. Share this with your friends, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching.